Okay, I got a many response. Yes, yes, audible. Thank you, student, all of you. Those are the sent the message for confirmations. So now I welcome to all students from EC1 and EC2 class and computer engineering department. So let's we today start the first lecture regarding a subject name that is the workshop manufacturing practice. And as per the GTU subject code, that is the 3110012. And facilities of that code faculty, that is myself, Kishan Makadia, computer department. So I have just discussed about a workshop subject. So in a workshop subject, where we have a three module, one module regarding computer part, so that will take care by me. Second module where we have a electronic part, electrical department faculty will take care by. And last module that we have a mechanical part, so that is one faculty, Devat Trivedi, so that is take care by. So that is the three sections. So let's we go through first of all overview and orientations of the workshop subject, and then we start the our regular academic. So now first of all, that is the flow of today's lectures teaching scheme. And then after we go through a course objective, then we move to course outcome, then we move to program outcome, then laboratory sessions. So now that subject where we have only laboratory sessions, because right now we have a first orientations lectures, that why all students are in a one platform. But next whenever we have workshop sessions, so at that time we are divided into the different batches, and batches like A, B, and C as per the your class batch. Yes, Raj, kindly mute, disable your videos, please. Otherwise, I will remove to you. Again, I request to all students, please disable your videos. Not start anyone can your videos. So then we move to a program outcome. Then we have a laboratory sessions. So as I said, we have three batches as per the class A, B, and C. So where we have to 20 to 25 group of students, okay, where we perform a different lab session part. And then last, why workshop subject it's required in a first year engineering course. So as per the your GTU syllabus teaching scheme that have represent in your syllabus file. So as I said, we have not any theory portions or any not a tutorial portions. We have directly a practical sessions. And in a practical session, as I said, we have to divide it into three batches. And as per the syllabus, we have a credit that is the 2. And as per the we have not any theory sessions, so there is a not any theory weightage and semester as well as the personal assessment, both are 0 0. But we have a practical sessions, so that's why we have a practical weightage. So here we have one term that is the ESE. So ESE it means end semester evaluations, where we have a viva, and that is the component of a 80 mark. Then next we have a component that is a PA. It means a personal periodic assessment. Periodic assessment, it means okay, whatever practical session that we conduct in future, so that you have to make that a lab file, and that is the weightage where we have a 20. So the total your mark weighted that is the 100 for that workshop subject. Okay, student, I accept the waiting room because I have disabled the waiting room. Again, I check. Okay, now the waiting room is disabled. So now those are the student not join, they can join it. So that is the, as we discussed, that is your teaching scheme. We have a practical weightage, 80 mark, that is your end semester viva based on, and 20 mark, that is a personal assessment. So now what is the objective of that course? It means okay, why we require that course, and what are the things that we have to get from that subject. So now the workshop practice, that is the backbone of real industry environment, okay, which help to develop and enhance relatively technical and skill were required by the technicians working on the various engineering industry and workshop machines. So like we discuss about in terms of a computer, the where we aware about different devices regarding the what is computer, what is server, how we operate that computer, what are the that basic functions, what are the that basic OS. So that all things we have to aware about, then and then we have handle that subject, sorry, handle that machine. So that is the things where we have to learn practically from each and every subject. Then next, if we discuss about some electrical subject, where we have a different machine, where we have to learn that devices how we operate, as well as that a technical skill also we have to require as a physically, where we have to handle a different devices. Now, same way to discuss about mechanical devices. So we also aware about a length machine, different objectives, okay, where how we handle it, and using of that, how we get a skill of each and every domain of the engineering. The main objective of the workshop subject, that is you have to do aware about a practice of each and every device, as well as the machines. Now, as well as you aware about how we handle of that devices, and we resolve the different industries problem or society's problem, or we can say also we can resolve our problem also. Okay, where you can use a computer, electronic money machines, mechanical machine, civil machine, or we can say XYZ, any branch of the irrespective. So that is the main objective behind that subject. So now we have a course outcome. Now, meaning of course outcome, it means after learning that a subject, once you complete that a subject, so what are the abilities you have, and what are the point you have to learn it. So that is the represent as a course outcome. It means after the successfully completing that subject, what are the abilities you have. It means what are the main point that you have to learn from that subject. So that is the we called a meaning of a course outcome. The first course outcome, that is the understanding various manufacturing process in a machine shop, and perform basic operations of welding, fitting, smith, and a carpentry work. That means where in a course outcome one, where we have to learn different mechanical machine awareness, as well as how we operate that, and what are the that functions, and how it's a work. So that all things where we achieve by the our course outcome one. It means once you complete the subject, you aware about how the welding machine its work, how the different fitting, carpenter, and different main component of a mechanical department machine, so that you have to easily learn it, as well as what is the that use of in a manufacturing process, so where you have to understand it easily. Next course outcome, that is discuss application of plumbing, fitting, machinery item, and about the plastic modeling and glass cutting for various engineering applications. So again, second course outcome, which is related to again mechanical. machine where we have to learn different things. Okay, how we fitting of the each and every plumbing related devices, then how we operate different machineries, like we take about CNC VNC machines, different plastic module machines, glass cutting machines, and different, we can say, carpenter machine. Okay, how we cut them, how we make each and every object. That all applications also you have to learn from that subject. At least you have to aware about how we handle that machines and how we operate, because maybe possible you are a computer engineer, but sometimes we have to make like some Android applications, where we have to use of some welding machines or CNC machines program code. At least we aware about of the basic, how a CNC or VNC machine it can be a operate. Then and then we have to work on that devices or work on that machine. So that's why that is the subject. It's helpful, as well as you have to learn these are the things from that subject. Third course outcome, that is the measure different electrical quantities and troubleshoot electrical and electronics appliance. So now in a course outcome third, where you have to learn a different electrical department devices, as well as you have to measure different electrical power supplies, different modules, where we are aware about ECB, MCB. So these are the things where it can be a helpful, where you have to learn it, and then you get that awareness regarding that each and every devices. Next course outcome, that is a fourth, conduct experimental various kit such as Raspberry Pi, Arduino for embedded system development. So now in the fourth course out, might be you heard the name IoT devices or a home automation system. Okay, a few students have a request. Please speak in Hindi. Okay, student, I will speak in both language, Hindi as well as the English. Don't worry. So now in a course outcome 4, where we have to learn Raspberry Pi and Arduino devices. So we are aware about a few terminology, like maybe heard the name IoT, smart device, or home automation system. So where that we use this type of the circuit, using that we have to develop that things which we have to easily manage it. It means it can reduce the human work or that effect. The course outcome 4, where we learn Raspberry Pi and Arduino devices, use of that devices, where we use into the home automation system, okay, where we aware about how we use that devices, and using devices how we control like our fan, TVs, microwaves, and different devices like fan. So that is also you have to learn as a part of the electrical different devices. And last, that is the course outcome 5, which is related to computer. Use the basic command of computer operating system. So like we aware about OS, so that we one Windows OS that mostly all of you aware about. Then second OS, that is Android OS, the which normally we use as a smartphone. Then we have a third OS, that is iOS, Linux, Backtrack, Parrot, and many more, where we have a different OS. So that we learn in this practical basic that command, use of that OS, you can make a different software applications based on your domain. Yes, a few students send a message, iOS and Android OS. So yes, so that is the correct answer. So that also we get a basic command, as well as the basic overview regarding the different computer OS. So as I said, Windows, iOS, Parrot, Backtrack, Kali Linux, and many more different that version, okay, where we learn a basic command of that, okay, which it can be helpful for it. So these are the 5 course outcome where we have learned it. Now that we have in engineering a 4-year graduate program, which can achieve a different program outcome. So now a meaning of program outcome, it means that once you complete your engineering, then you have what are the ability and what are the skill. So that is the represents a program outcome, okay, where they have a map in different subject. Like we discussed about our subject workshop, so it can achieve a program outcome one, so where we have engineering knowledge, you can use a different engineering knowledge that fundamental, and you can make some solutions of the complex problem of engineering, okay, where you can represent into the society, or you can say own or different companies, where it can be a helpful. So now in our subject, the first PO, it can be a achieve. It means the use of the engineering knowledge, where we have to operate different devices and different tool, and use of that tool, we have to achieve our engineering knowledge. Now the next program outcome that we achieve, that is the fifth number, PO5, modern tool use. So it means we have to create, select and apply different appropriate technique, resource and modern engineering tool. So now the like tool, as I discussed, we discuss about a mechanical department, so where we have a CNC, VNC, different machine, so that we have to use, and then also we aware about where we use some programming concept, VNC, CNC using programming, you can use of that devices. Same we discuss about in terms of computer, so where we have a different device, like we say the tool or computer work, sorry, a computer, server, mobile and different computing devices. Using that we create a different applications, it can be helpful for a engineering to solving a different complex problem. Yes, the one question from Jaideep, sir, what about PO2, 3 and 4? Good question, Jaideep. As I said, program outcome, it's a define a total 12 program outcome where have, it's not there, okay? Each and every subject, it's a achieve all 12 program outcome, because in a 4-year engineering, you learn more than 40 subject, so where each and every subject have a unique different skill, okay, where you can achieve each and every program outcome. So that's why each and every subject, it's map only few program outcome. It's not that in a one subject you can achieve all skill. Like as per the Jaideep question, they have said why program outcome 2, 3 and 4 it's not met. So I have discussed in a third, fourth and fifth semester, you will learn in a future one subject that called a design engineering. So in this subject, where you have to learn about how we resolve, how we make a different problem, analyze, then based on the analysis, how we make that design and that develop. So where you learn in third, fourth and fifth semester subject design engineering, so at that time your PO2, PO3 and PO4, it can be a map. So it means that PO you learn from that subject. Now I hope Jaideep, you get the answer. Good, good questions. So let's continue. So next we achieve, that is the program outcome 6, engineering and society. So where you can use a modern tool, or we can say different tool of mechanical, electrical and computer department. So where you aware about that safety, how the each and every tool it can be a use, so that that easily you can learn it, as well as you have to have a professional practice of each and every tool. Like suppose we think about, if you have not aware about how work a VNC and CNC machines, and after the completing your graduate, where you have to make some source code or software or program for the VNC machine. So that means you have to aware about each and every common devices, then and then you have to work on that. Now same way to be in a program outcome, we have a health and a safety. So we also aware about in terms of discuss electrical department. So we use a different devices, okay, where we have to measure that power supply and different point there we have to take care. So in this we have aware about that safety as well as how it can be used in a future. So that also we achieve a program outcome 6 in a workshop subject, where you are aware about that safety, how we use that tool, as well as you have that professional practice of each and every tool. Next, directly we map that is a program outcome 9, so which is regarding a individual and teamwork. So now, for example, we discuss about all of you are a computer branch from. So like after the 4 year engineering, when you work as a developer and you have to make any Android applications or website or XYZ software, so where you have to work on the group, it means a team work. Like one developer have as a database developer, one have as a designer developer, one have a programmer developer, and another where can merge and testing, that all things can do. At least you have to aware about teamwork, where we have a different practical, where you have to perform in team as well as you have to perform in a individual also. So that also things you have to learn from that subject. We also achieve a program outcome 9. Next, we have a program outcome 11, that is regarding project management and finance. Where also you have to manage each and every that devices, how we use it, as well as how we give as a leader to each and every persons to specific work, and based on the specific time, how we complete that project on time. So that also things you learn from that a subject where we achieve a program outcome 11. And last, that is a program outcome 12, so where we learn a lifelong learning, okay, where we are aware about a different services and that can be engaged into the new technology devices that we have to aware about, and use of that we have to make some application software, okay, that can be helpful for the society. So now in our subject, we achieve a 6 program outcome: PO1, PO5, PO6, 9, 11, and 12. Now we discuss about syllabus. So in a syllabus, we have a 13 different experiment, or we can say a lab work, okay, where it's, as I said, divided into the 3 category. First category, if you see a machine shop, fitting, carpenter, welding, electrical, electronics, up to the 1 to 4 and 7, 8, 9. So that is related to a mechanical department. Then if you go through like IoTs and electrical and electronics, so that are related to a electrical department. And if you focus on last 13 number, a software tool and OS command, so which is related to a computer department. Again, I repeat, this subject, it's divided into the 3 faculty and 3 department. So first you have to learn with a 3 to 4 week regarding a software tool and OS command. So that is teach by me. Then after you electrical department faculties will take that experiment part and that module. And at the last, machines of fitting, carpenter, and welding, so that all things which can learn by the teach by the mechanical department faculty. So that is the flow for workshop subject. Now we discuss about evolution scheme. So as I said, okay, we have not any theory portions, so we have not any written exam in our subject. But we have a end semester viva, that is the short form of ESC, so where have 80 marks. So that is the end of semester where we have to ask a question from whatever things you have to perform in a lab sessions. As well as we have a 20 mark of a periodic assessment, that is the part of the left file. So that all things we discuss in next lecture, okay, how we make that lab file, how we go through that each and every practicals. And the total weightage, that is the 100 mark. Now the things, why a workshop subject it's a require. So as I said, which can helpful for the experience of the, we can say, a different tool, as well as we understand what are the complexity in a industry job, as well as we complete whatever project on time, as well as you have to skill of each and every machines. So that's why we require that a subject which can helpful, as well as you aware about each and every devices, how to handle that devices, and how to we complete on time each and every things. Also it can be helpful for the hands-on practice, okay, where you learn different manufacturing process, products and technologies, and different parameter which depend on upcoming subject also. So that also thing you have to learn. That's why that subject it can be introduced, where it require some practical hands-on sessions. Then also it can be helpful for the some practice importance, okay, where you have to make man as a perfect. It means, okay, if I'm not aware about how we use a computer, and then directly someone can give me the task, you have to make a that software or that website. So first of all I have to aware about that, how we use that devices and what are the that basic functions. So that is the all things you learn from that subject, okay, using that practice, okay, which make man a perfect. As well as you have a different skill, aware about different tool and that process also. And that also you know various instrumental multi-l or practice which can helpful for the different services. So that is the things behind the reasons, okay, why we study that subject. So that is the overview regarding the subject. So now, any query regarding the orientations? Otherwise, we start our first laboratory sessions. Okay, one question. Will we have assignments? No, there is not any assignments, but we have a practical a lab book that you have to make it, and that we discuss in our lab sessions. Okay, how do you have to make each and every department that a lab wise file. For example, computer, so that explained by me. Then next month, where electrical department faculty handle different that module, that explained by that subject faculty. And then after last mechanical department, or that faculty that help how you make that lab file. So we have a not any theory portions, so that's why we have not any assignment, but we have a lab manual, that is the weightage of 20 mark, where we do a progressive assessment. Now, any other questions? Do we have to make a different practice book for a different faculties? Yes, you have to make a three. There is a no any requirement of the handwritten practice book making. We all faculty provide you the lab format, how you have to make that each and every practical regarding that file. Rajput, can you please explain me in a Hindi all topic in 5 minutes? Yes. Subject that is regarding workshop subject. In a workshop subject, we learn, sorry, in a workshop subject, three department teach, mechanical, electrical and computer. Now computer topic teach by me, where we learn how we use a different OS, as well as that different use of the PHP language, where we make a simple website using a HTML tag. Now in electrical department, where you learn a different electrical measure devices, that quantity and that services, how you handle ECB, MCB, different devices. In a mechanical, where you learn how handle hath sorry lathe machine, carpenter machine, fitting, welding. So that all machine you learn in mechanical. Okay, what the things to bring for the lecture when held offline? That depend on the conditions. Maybe government of Gujarat can we get a permissions of the offline class, where we learn through that physicals. Otherwise, we go through that online demo. There are only C language practicals. Uh, there is a one questions. There is only C language practicals. Now in workshop subject, there is a no any C language practical. In a second semester, you learn one subject, problem solving skill, which is belong to computer department subject. So where you learn a C language in a second semester. In a right now workshop subject, you learn a PHP language, a basic overview, which we call the HTML tag. As well as we have a second practical, where you aware about a different OS, what are that basic command, how we install that OS, and these are the stuff. So from a computer department, we have a two practicals, one for HTML tag, and second for introduction regarding the OS, as well as that basic command. So that two module from computer department. Okay, let's so we start our modules. So as I discussed, first you move to a computer department, whatever lab work, then you move to electrical, and then you move to a mechanical. So now in a computer, we have two categories. One for the Dreamviewer web development tool. So there is a one a tool where name that is a Dreamviewer web development. So that is the tool it used for the making the PHP website. So that is the tool. It can be helpful for the making the PHP website. So first of all, we aware about a web development. Meaning of web development, that is the okay, where we have to make a some website. So that is the meaning of a web development, okay, where we make a some website. So now, first of all, we aware about, maybe mostly student can know the full form of a HTML. So HTML, that is known as a hypertext markup language. So that is the first and basic language for while you making any web page, or if you make a simple website, So where you have to use a HTML language, and use of the HTML language, you can easily make any website, the basic introductory website. If you want to make, so you can use a HTML website. Now we discuss about latest version of HTML. So currently HTML, that is the latest version of 5, which are currently in a working, as well as right now in a market HTML, which they have to use a CSS, a cascading style sheets. They have to also add it, okay, which can have a many more functions and different features. Using, we have to make some introductory, or we can say some innovative website. So that is the introductions regarding a HTML, okay, where you make a website or create a web page different, okay, where you can add a different text, graphics. The graphics, it means you add images, then you also put some sound and videos, hyperlinks, table, and many more things, where you can regularly see in a whatever website. That all parameter you add using of the HTML and create a simple website. Yeah. So now how we make that a website. So first of all, we are about that is the one term that we called a tag. So using a tag, which is the essential part into the HTML program. Okay, where using of the HTML tag, we have to make a different that a body structure, and then we use of the that tag and make the specific website. So now the question is how the tag it's a represent. So it's a have a greater than and less than sign. Okay, using of that, we have to make a data tag, and in between we have to write that a different tag name, okay, where have a different meaning. For example, if we write a I, so it's a represent as a italic. Then if we like a B, so that represent as a bold, and where we have a different meaning of the tag that we learn in a upcoming. So first of all, essences that we aware about, we have to write a tag where it's a represent as a less than and greater than sign. Now the most of tag where have a opening and closing tag. So that is the meaning we called a opening, and that is the meaning where we called a closing tag. So now many more tag where have a specific opening closing tag, or some tag where we have only a opening tag. So that also may be a possible, because that is represent entire one tag. Again same thing we represent at the end. Here we use that a backward slash. So that is the meaning of a forward slash. Using, we have to close that a specific tag. So that is the basic overview regarding the tag. Then we have like example, okay, how we use any tag. So as I said, B, okay, which represent as if you represent the text as a bold, we use a command that is the B. So that is the meaning of a opening tag. Also we called as a starting tag. Now again, B tag, where we require a closing. So that is the meaning, or it's a represent as a closing tag, okay, where we use a forward slash. So that is represent as a closing tag. Now we also have a concept of a nested tag. It means, okay, one tag inner side of the another tag also you can use it. So that we call the meaning of a nested tag inside the another tag. That is the representation as a nested tag. Now for example, we have a h1 tag, And now inner side the nation, okay, where you have to represent as a italic. So that is a representation as a nested tag. First of all, we go through some overview regarding each and every tool, and then we move into the that practice sessions. Few students have a query, speak into Hindi. Okay, student. So now again we go through that overview. We HTML, that is a hypertext markup language. Uh, Use of the HTML where we make a simple website. Now, how we make a simple website? Yes, HTML is a programming language. So now in HTML, where we use a different tag and using of the that tag, where we have to make that each and every informations to a simple website, okay, where we have some text, images, photos, file, hyperlink, video, sound. So that all things you have to add into the HTML website. So that is the meaning of a nested tag. Meaning of it next tag, it means inside the tag you can write another tag. Then we have a structure of a web page. Okay, how the that represents, or we call a basic format of a HTML, or we can say basic framework of HTML. So where we include some unnecessary command. Now, or we can call a necessary tag. Now which are the necessary tag? It's required. The first of all tag that require the HTML. So starting and ending HTML tag, it's a require, while we use a HTML as a make of the simple web page. So now you can see that is the starting of the HTML. And at the end of the your program code, you have to again write the HTML. Then we have a one essential tag, that is the head tag. So now head tag, where we have to meaning of head. Head, it means okay, where we have to represent each and every web page title. For example, if you like open Harvard University website, where you maybe observe in a left hand side corner that a web page title, it can be a represent. Sure, I will explain all topic in Hindi also. There is a few query from students. So first of all, we learn that structure, and then I also explain in Hindi. So now we discuss about the head. The head, that is a represents title, where each and every web page where we have to represent. So that is the meaning of a title. Now in a title we write down that a specific page name, okay, which a page, like for example it's any login page, any registration page, or we can say any informatic web page, title page, contact us page, card page, or specific product page. So that is the title where we have to represent. So user can easily understand what is the that page informations. Next, we have a body tag. So now in the body tag, we have to write whatever all necessary informations, like introduction regarding that website, that images, text, video, sound, or whatever things that you have to represent into the body tag. There is a one questions, sir. HTML tag are not case sensitive. Yes, HTML tag that are not case sensitive. You can write in uppercase as well as you can write in a lowercase. Both there is a not any error generated in a HTML tag. Either you can write a uppercase or either you can write a lowercase. So now we discuss about body part. So in a body part, where we represent the whatever informations we have to require, that all informations where we represent into our body part. Like for example, introduction. If I make a website for my personal information, so where I have write down my first name, my middle name, my last name, then my designations, then my degree, my achievement, my photos, qualifications, and different personal information. So that I have to represent each and everything into the body part. So that is the essential and simple structure of a HTML. Now I will explain in a Hindi. HTML structure where require a few tag like HTML, head and body. So there's all are necessaries. Meaning of title, where we know of a specific page where it's have a title, okay, where meaning of that web page where we represent. Now meaning it means उस पेज का क्या टाइटल है वो हम रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, तो दैट इज द टाइटल. फॉर एग्जांपल रजिस्ट्रेशन का पेज है, लॉगिन का पेज है, कोई प्रोडक्ट का पेज है, तो दैट टाइटल नेम इट्स रिक्वायर. Next, we have a body part. So in a body part, we write down that information. For example, we have to make a website for a like a Marwadi university. So in this, we have to write down that what are the program provided by Marwadi universities, what are the that faculties, what are the that different facilities. So that all necessary informations we write into the body part. So let's we go through some demo where we have to easily understand. Okay, now my screen is visible. There is a I open a one notepad file where I have write down a few essential HTML tag. So as I said, essential tag, that is a HTML starting and HTML closing, and you have to write all informations in a simple notepad file. But you have to make sure okay, where you have to save the file. So you have to add extension, that is the .html or .htm. That is the necessary requirement, where you have to save the file. At that time you hover about, you have to type dot html, or either you type a .htm. Both extension it's a supported by the HTML. And one more thing, where you have to select here all files, then and then you have to type here a .htm or .html. So I have already create one simple HTML file. So let's we open that file in a browser, and how it's a look like. I have to just double click on that file. So now you can see it's open in my Chrome browser, and just only one information I have represent, that is the, this is where you would include text and image on your web page, because I have to just write down one simple sentence. Yes, I have explained head. So head, that is a represents. In this, you have to add a title tag, where you represent what is the title of that a web page. So let's we take a live example. Okay, what is the exactly meaning of that title tag? So that is my program, where I have to start a head tag, and then I have to close a head tag. Now you can see in between I have to write a title tag, and in a title I have to write down a example. So that is the things it can be represent is a here. You can see the here. So the title which represent is a example. Now for example, if I remove the HTML and then I type a, sorry, I remove the example and I have typed as a HTML, and now I have to save that file. And now you can see I have just refreshed. You can see here it's a represent into the HTML. So that is the meaning of a title, where we have to use of a head. There is one questions, sir, after the saving the file, sir, we open a file. Yes, after saving the file you can open it. Just a right side click and you open with a notepad file. So you can easily access your file. So let's that is the one sample demo. We also do practical sessions in upcoming lab. Don't worry, that is the only introductory part. So just 1 minute, I have to just take a screenshot of all student which are right now join as attendance purpose. So right now, total 71 student is joined, and I will take a screenshot of all the students which are already joined. Now again I repeat, that is the first lecture. That's why we have all student in one platform. Now in the next week onwards, where we have lab sessions of a computer workshops or mechanical or electrical workshop, whatever department. So at that time we learn that subject into the specific batches. So where we have a more interact of each and every student, as well as where we have to do a more practice on each and every student, as well as we focus on each and every student that progress or they have to any specific query. So now the any query from first lectures, आपको कोई डाउट है? And next lecture I will also try speak in Hindi as well as the English. Maybe a few students today have a query, please speak in Hindi. So in the next sessions where we have a laboratory part on a batches wise, so we go through both. Thank you student, you can left the meeting and we completed our lectures. Thank you so much.